Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Puri Arad, and I'm a second-year PhD student and a graduate research assistant at Augusta University. Good to see you all here, and happy to see some familiar faces and a Formula One fan, which I'm all up for it. Today I'll be presenting to you our research actually on leveraging GenAI models for crafting spear phishing attacks. And this research is a crucial step in enhancing our cybersecurity defenses against this new age of phishing attempts. So before going in, who here uses tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini? Raise your hand. Don't feel guilty. Everyone uses it. I know about it. But let me go back a little bit before telling you more about this research. So about a year ago, when I moved into the United States, I began receiving an alarming number of spear phishing attacks through email and Telegram, not the method, the application. And these attacks were sophisticated, targeted, and almost convincing for even someone like me who's active in computer science and cybersecurity. This experience was not only unsettling, but also was eye-opening. As it underscores for me the evolving nature of phishing attacks and the pressing need for changing a strategy and need for advanced techniques to counter them. This personal encounter sparked my curiosity and led me to delve deeper into understanding and combating spear phishing. And as we all know, traditional methods of spear phishing detection often fall short against these sophisticated attacks. I'm going to be using that word a lot. And this is where GenAI comes into play. By leveraging the power of AI, we can create and also detect these attacks with unprecedented precision. As you may know, spear phishing is a targeted scam aimed at specific individuals, often to steal sensitive information or deploy malware. The impact of such attacks can be devastating, resulting in loss of data or financial. And in today's presentation, we will explore how advanced techniques, particularly generative AI, can be employed to craft sophisticated spear phishing emails. And this research is crucial in not only addressing the significant gap in the current literature, but also aims to enhance our defense against one of the most potent forms of cyber attacks. So our research objectives have evolved to focus specifically on offensive capabilities of GenAI at this moment. The primary goal is to explore how GenAI can be used to create highly sophisticated and convincing spear phishing emails by training AI models on extensive data sets. We aim to understand the potential limitations of these models in generating realistic phishing content. For this, we also investigate the various methods and tools that we can use to acquire targets' information. This includes web scraping techniques, use of the AI models like Gemini and Mistral AI, which I'll talk about it more in the later slides. And understanding these methods is crucial for crafting targeted phishing attacks. Also, our research assessing the implication of using advanced AI techniques in real-world phishing, and it is essential to consider the ethical considerations, potential risk, and the broader impact of these cyber practices. While we're currently focusing only on the offensive use of GenAI, later we want to lay ground for effective countermeasures, and I'll be talking about that later down the road. So Before getting up to our methodology, I'll be talking a little bit about the background that is existing in this field. And in the evolving landscape of cybersecurity, spear phishing has emerged as one of the most targeted and effective methods of attack. And unlike traditional phishing, which often relies on generic messages and links, spear phishing is highly personalized, making it more difficult to detect and prevent. Despite the increasing prevalence of spear phishing, as we were reviewing formal literature, there remains a significant gap that nobody even touched it. Most existing studies have concentrated on traditional phishing detection methods or the broader application of GenAI. As an example, this chart from Interisle Consulting Group highlights the increasing trend of phishing attacks over the past few years, emphasizing the growing threat that phishing, and more specifically spear phishing, poses to the cybersecurity. As we can see, the volume of phishing emails has been on the rise, and the upward trend underscores the effectiveness of modern phishing tactics and the need of change in strategy. Traditional detection methods, which often rely on basic URL and content analysis, are becoming less effective, and they're just vulnerable against this kind of attacks. This is where our research comes in. And I won't bore you to the death with all of these research and explaining them all to you. If you like, you can take a pick. But this table summarizes the key studies, which are all recent, that have explored various aspects of phishing and GenAI, providing a comprehensive overview and the current state of research in this field. These studies provide a solid foundation for our research and highlights the potential and challenges of using GenAI in phishing. And by understanding these findings, we can better position our research to address a specific gap in the GenAI for spear phishing. So our approach is involving several steps. Starting with the collection of data sources and use of various tools to facilitate the creation of realistic and effective phishing emails. Firstly, we utilize a variety of data sources, including publicly available information and web scraping techniques, to gather information and details about our targets. This data is essential for crafting personalized emails to be targeting them. And then, by using unrestricted and pre-trained AI models, we could create emails that mimic real-world phishing attempts with high accuracy. These emails are not only realistic in appearance, but also are tailored to exploit specific vulnerabilities of our targets. So each and every one of them is different. With our preliminary results, we aim to simulate and analyze the phishing attacks to evaluate their effectiveness. This involved deploying the generated and broadcasting them, and also doing it in a controlled way. We don't want to leak any data. And also measure the success rate in terms of engagement and data capture. So the core of our methodology is actually utilizing large language models, the things that I've talked about it in the beginning of the research, in the beginning of the presentation. Things like ChatGPT, Gemini, but those are the tools that are publicly available and restricted. So the core of our methodology is the ability to run these large language models unrestricted and locally on our computers. This capability was complex a few years ago, but recently is becoming increasingly accessible thanks to the variety of tools and platforms. Some of the tools we utilize are including Ollama, GPT-4All, Llama.cpp, LM Studio, LlamaFile, Chatbot UI, and Silly Tavern. These tools provide a robust framework and a very easy-to-use UI for everyone to be using it. And also, the other key thing is that there is no operating system restrictions. So you can be running this on macOS, Linux, Windows, anything that you have. And you don't even need a GPU for running this. We've seen a very significant and high performance on even ARM processors like Apple's M processors. And I haven't tried it on the recent Qualcomm processors that PC Plus Copilots computers that are using. But I'm sure that because of the similar architecture between these two processors, I should be getting a good amount of performance out of it. So by leveraging these tools, we were able to be creating a local environment for training and testing our spear phishing models. And this approach is not enhancing only the security of our experiments, also keeping the sensitive data local, and also we have the control over changing the parameters and training training processes. And our methodology ensures that we can accurately simulate real-world scenarios while remaining high security and performance. Any questions till now? Alrighty, awesome. So this is the, I'm going to be walking away a little bit from the microphone. So this is the conceptual adversarial model of our study, which we have right now. This can be developed even furthermore. And I just saw something here on the tech that you can add to this model. So this is only emerging over time. So there are two main methods that you can be doing this. The first method is that you can do it manually or doing it as an automation, doing it automatically. So the first way that you can do is to just gather the name of your targets, just the name would be more than enough, and put it to ChatGPT or recently released SearchGPT and Google Gemini. And SearchGPT and Gemini, you can use in other things as well. They'll give you the comprehensive information about your target. This information is trained on their LinkedIn, their posts, anything that is published on the web that were trained for ChatGPT and Gemini. And by extracting and getting the output of that, you can put it in your local and unrestricted large language model on your computer, something like Mistral AI or Llama 3.1 works phenomenally on this. And there are various models that are unrestricted, and even though that they are unrestricted, you cannot be using them for everything, but spear phishing for phenomenal. And then by that, you can generate custom and themed spear phishing attacks. You can generate phishing attack sets, which I'll show you an example just a few slides down the road. And also, you can be using this to generate your own cybercrime toolkits. You can be making website codes. You can be making content like logos, images, or even voice. You can use that. And by that, you can be making custom end-to-end attack plans, and you can be broadcasting it through email, or as one of the examples that I just saw yesterday, you can use the Raspberry Pi allowing it on your an Android phone, and just by that, you can be broadcasting it to the device ID, everything. It is super simple, even with a high school student can be doing this. And there is no code involved in any of the stuff. Absolutely not. You can do it all with that, and by that, we make a target pool of data, and also we can involve some social engineering techniques, as you can see in the examples in the next slides. So this is a simple example of what we've achieved. So one of the professors on this research, Dr. Gianluca Zanella, I just asked ChatGPT that who is Dr. Gianluca Zanella? It gave me this information on this slide that you can see right now. And I put that output from ChatGPT over Mistral AI 7B. This is only a 7 billion parameter. Imagine with an 80 billion or an 800 billion parameter, what you can do more. I said that, hey, based on this information, design a spear phishing attack. So this is the roadmap output of the GenAI it did it all step by step, considered all of the things that I've included in our model, and also involved some social engineering techniques into that. And then I asked it to, hey, write a spear phishing email for this target to attack. And as you can see, it generated a very nice, a very like specifically tailored to this target email. And you can further paraphrase this, humanize this using a whole lot of tools like Coolbot, like Grammarly, WordSonic, anything that you're like currently using to make it more believable. And you can further tweak this based on your needs and based on the things that you have in mind. And the scariest step is that I could be even asking it to, what should I be doing next? So if the target comes up and like replies back to me and it starts getting into the persuasion that I am intending, it can also give me a roadmap that, hey, go and do this afterwards. And I can be, and I was like clueless that, hey, wow, I can be doing this. But it just generates and gives you everything and everything. So by this, you'll see that like our research has significant implications for cybersecurity practices, and these preliminary findings underscore the urgent need for an advanced detection system to identify these sophisticated, I told you that I'm going to be using this word a lot, sophisticated spear phishing attacks crafted using GenAI. These detection systems must be adaptive and capable of analyzing nuanced phishing attempts that traditional methods often miss. And one of the key strengths of our study is the comprehensive evaluation of these models. I'm talking about like Mistral AI, Llama. We have a whole bunch of different models that you can go on Hugging Face right now, download, putting it on your Llama Studio, and just start using it. And output from each and every one of them is a little bit different. So one of the key strengths of our study is that we're going to be comparing and evaluating all of these models, which help us to understand their strengths and weaknesses in different contexts. And a notable aspect of using different large language models is the ability to produce spear phishing attacks free from grammatical errors. One of the things that you will see on like phishing trainings and like user awareness. And also you can be like making all of the tools that you need in a very short amount of time. This customization is crucial and very dangerous for all of the things that this kind of attack that can bring. And also one of our limitations is that we can only cover a certain amount of like potential scenarios, and for that we need a continuous update and expansion of our data sets to keep pace with the evolving phishing tactics. And also our initial experiments were conducted in a control environment, as I mentioned earlier. I want to be declaring that, and which may not fully replicate the real world conditions. And in conclusion, we can better protect ourselves against this new age of threat by understanding and leveraging these technologies. And our research focuses on several key aspects that we look for the future of this study. First, we plan to obtain an institutional review board, IRB, approval to conduct experiments with real-world users. That'll be hard, but we definitely aim for that. This will enable us to test our model in practical scenarios and gather valuable insights into effectiveness of this method. Second, we aim to expand the data sets used for training to enhance the accuracy and adaptability of this specific model. And third, one of the things that I truly believe in is that we need to be making a hybrid approach so that we can use both traditional and this AI tools, and by combining these models, we can leverage the strength of both approaches to provide more accurate and timely detection of spear phishing attacks. And finally, we will explore countermeasures tailored specifically to address these unique challenges. And this includes developing advanced algorithms and enhancing user education and awareness programs, which is one of the things that should be going on organizations. There's a whole lot of process to it. Dr. Williams here knows a lot about it. And that was about it. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to your questions and any suggestions that you would be having to further improve this research. Thank you. Absolutely, yeah.
Has your research looked into, I think traditionally when I think of phishing, you see malicious email traffic with links or specific call to actions or malicious attachments to gain some sort of information. But have you seen, or does the research look at conversational AI? Instead of like pushing them towards links, they push them towards real conversations that are happening at scale.
Yeah. So that is one of the things that is recently introduced by OpenAI, and it is becoming like really popular among a whole lot of users. No, there is absolutely no research right now that like looked into it. And while the OpenAI like method of like conversation is fairly still in beta, there is still and it is not open source. There is still a fair amount of tools that needed to be measuring the effectiveness and the way that this can be working. And also, for conversations, there's a whole lot of different ways that users can bypass them. I was looking at a video a couple days ago that Taco Bell introduced an AI for conversation and getting the users' orders on their driveways and on their drive-thrus, and users just making jokes with it. So it's still a work in progress, but definitely it is going to be something later down the road that we're going to be seeing. For now, most of the research are focusing on the text aspects of this, and emails is just something that every one of us use every day. So that is the first thing that we're going to be looking to it, but definitely down the road, these vulnerabilities and these kind of things are going to be popping up more.
Yeah, I think even text-based communication, something like that as well. You have the ability now to build rapport with a person on text-based communication.
Yeah.
And pull like that same information.
Exactly. 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 Good question. Thanks for that. Anyone else? Yeah.
Question: when you're selecting targets, can you validate the information the AI is getting?
Yeah.
We know it can be AI is always correct, right?
Yes, yes. So there is always this hallucination, which is getting less and less because of the reinforcement learning that is happening and the advancement of these models. So these models are improving every day. So like a couple of weeks ago, we had the Llama 3. Now we have Llama 3.1, and these models are getting less hallucinated. And also, we can be tweaking the locally large language models that we have in our computers to decrease this hallucination. But the thing that we started to be doing is that we started targeting the faculty members of different universities. And as we know that there are a lot of information under LinkedIn, under resumes, on their papers, we can validate this information. And if you can validate this information and this method is successful, you can be using it on everything and everything. So this is the approach that we have in mind, but this definitely this can be a very widely used approach later. Yeah. Any more? Oh, definitely. So our preliminary results were on 5 different large language models and around 100 different targets that I've used to be seeing that, hey, how's this working? But definitely after getting this IRB, we're going to be pushing this out to several universities for several different faculty members to measure this engagement and further validate the results of our study. Absolutely. Good. So not right now, but one of the things that we wanted to be doing is that so the initial idea was to like bring out a website so that like if the users click on the link and it increases the click rate of that website, we know that, hey, there was an engagement. But we're changing our method so that like we will be like getting them into like a forum or a research idea or something that is tailored to these specific targets, so that like we can see that how long we can drag this and how long we can take this down the road and how much engagement we can get out of this. Because we don't want to be having a user sitting there starting having conversations, because a lot of spear phishing attacks happens like that. Someone just like gets paid by God knows who, and they just start like conversating with you and start to like persuading you into their financial platforms or the things that they have. So that's what we don't want to be having, but we're definitely tweaking to increase the engagement and further address that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, anything more? Yeah, absolutely. So our future plan for this subject is to sending out emails. So first we need to get an IRB for that. And we want to be sending emails so that we can see that, hey, how much engagement we can get from that. And we're going to be like doing it like tailored to our targets. And also we're going to be saying, and later we're going to be like sending an email that, hey, this was an experiment, so that they won't get into any troubles with that. But getting the IRB for that would be a real hard thing to do. That's something that me and Dr. Josani, we need to like discuss and talk about that furthermore, and absolutely with you. This all going to be happening through email for now. Any more questions? Thank you.